Out of all the calls we go on, and I think he told you thousands and thousands and thousands of calls a year, 85% of those are medical calls. As you can tell by the pie chart up there, one of the number one issues in our country is cardiac arrest, okay? Cardiac arrest strikes more than 1,000 times a day in this country. 30 of those a day are children under the age of 12, and we lose a high school athlete to it every 3 days. It's not an old person's problem, it's everybody's problem. Cardiac arrest, we can't stop that from happening. The only way you know if you that you could have cardiac arrest, I can't even think of the word right now, is having an echogram, EKG, to have your heart looked at. That's the only way. And our athletes are dying because there's an underlying issue, and all we ask for is that the stethoscope be put there, and that's not enough, okay? So we encourage parents all the time to have their children and themselves cardiac screened. We actually bring cardiac screenings. I sit on the board of the Anthony Bates Foundation here in Phoenix. Sharon Bates lost her son Anthony to cardiac arrest. He was 19 years old and he had just started his first year as a football player at Kansas State University. On the football field, he went into cardiac arrest, and nobody knew to recognize the emergency, and there was not a plan in place. So he was lost. What happened? So the first thing we need to do is we need to take cardiac arrest out of the heart attack box, because it is not. It's a completely separate issue. Okay, a heart attack is a circulation issue when the blood isn't pumping to and from the heart like it needs to, right? So everything starts restricting, and usually we get some warning signs. Cardiac arrest is over here, and that's an electrical issue, because that's how our heart functions. Electricity functions our heart, okay? And what happens is some underlying issue takes our heart out of normal rhythm, like we're all in right now. We're all in a normal rhythm. And that oxygenated blood is going all over our body. It's going everywhere it needs to go, coming back to our heart, so on and so forth. Some issue sends our heart into an abnormal rhythm, ventricular fibrillation. And it's almost like it sends it into a seizure, and it makes all that electricity go crazy. Well, our heart can't function when it's like that. So it doesn't, and the blood stops pumping and flowing, and the person just goes down. So let's just say that we're all at an event, and let's just say it's in the middle of the multi-gen, that gym over there. And I'm going to use Al. Let's say that Al is going from one end of the gym to the other, and right in the center, he just falls. He just falls with no warning or anything. What is everybody here going to do? Call 911. Call 911? Anything else? We're just going to call 911? We're going to run and go help him? See if anybody knows. Yep, that's right. We're going to do all that. But 95% of the time that we fall victim to cardiac arrest, we're with somebody we know and love. So there's some heart and emotional strings involved. And sometimes taking action isn't that easy, okay? We have to recognize ourselves that we're in that state, and we need to go to Al because he needs immediate action, and he's going to need everybody in that room to save his life. So what we need to do is, one, we can't be afraid to make it bigger than what it might be. See, we all tend to do that. Well, if it's not a big deal, I don't want to make a scene or anything, okay? We need to go up to Al, and we need to shake him, okay? If he's not on his back, we're going to turn him on his back. He's on the floor. I'm not going to get on the floor right now. But we need to go to him. We need to shake him at his shoulders really loud, and we simply need to ask him if he's okay. We're going to ask him again, but this time we might even add our knuckles right on that sternum there. We're going to give him a painful stimuli, a good sternum rub. Because if he just fainted, or if he had too much margaritas or something like that, that's going to rise him up, okay? We're just going to give him a good sternum rub. If he still doesn't come to, we immediately have to point to somebody, and we have to start directing orders, and we have to say, call 911. That is going to get her and everybody else into the action that Al needs to survive. See, the bystanders are the first link in the chain of survival. That's all of you, because you just happen to be standing by or there when the event happened. And survivability for that patient, whether it be your loved one at home or Al here, that survivability depends on the action that you take. Because see, we're a reactive service. We're reacting to something that's already happening, right? The car crash, the fire, the heart attack, difficulty breathing, the fall, the stroke. I could go on, right? The people who are there are that first link, okay? Because we don't know anything until we're called. And what you're doing, oh my gosh, the outcome relies on that so much, okay? So we need to shake him. He's not responding. 911. Do you know the address of where you are right now? Okay, so that's important. So somebody, if you have to call 911, where are you? It's very important that we know where we are, because that's the first question now that dispatch asks us. It used to be 911, what? What is your emergency? And then they would get, well, I don't know. We're just all here in the multi-gen building, and Al, he was just walking through, and he just fell. Because see, we're storytellers by nature. By nature, that's what we do, and sometimes that takes over. And of course, when we call 911, we call from our perspective, what we saw. So you're going to tell a different story than she is, and he's going to, because it's from our perspective. So now it's 911, what is the location of your emergency? So maybe it should be posted. Somebody in there should know. We need to make ourselves aware. The second thing we're going to order is get the AED. You mentioned it earlier. They are going up everywhere. The multi-gen has two. They're in churches. They're in movie theaters. They're in clubhouses. They're everywhere. They're in every one of our schools here. Okay, they're everywhere. Get the AED. That's a key component in survivability of cardiac arrest. Okay? Now, the rest of us, we have to start compressions. Okay, so the new CPR is coming through, and it is so wonderful because they've taken out the need to ABC it. We don't have to check for a pulse. We don't have to check to see if the chest is rising. We don't need to do any of that anymore because the average lay person doesn't really know what they're checking, looking, and listening for anyways, and it's time wasted. Okay, see, right now our hearts are in that normal rhythm that I spoke about, right? When Al's heart went crazy, it's going like this now. Okay, everything stopped, including all that oxygenated blood that was circulating, that stopped right here. The problem is it's just sitting here. So how wonderful for us, we don't have to give Al any breaths because he's got the oxygen that he needs. What he needs is for us to push it. And that's a really good thing for us, or for Al too, because we're not good at giving breaths anyways. Unless you do it in your daily work, we're not effective. He needs us to press down 100 times a minute, like they said in the video. That's this rate. That's a lot. It's going to take everybody in this room to save Al's life. Okay, 100 a minute. And it's even more exhausting because we have to go 2 inches down. We have to push that to a spine. What we're doing is we're taking that oxygenated blood and we're sending it to the 2 organs that he needs to survive. But what about the quality of life? Where does that come from? The brain. We have got to make sure and get those 2 organs oxygenated. And as the bystander and as that first link in that chain, you guys are literally keeping his brain and heart oxygenated, fresh, and viable, ready to accept and respond to the next levels of care that's coming. The second level is us, and then the third level is obviously the doctors, okay? So it's a chain, and we do the same thing when we get there. That's our job as well. The one thing that the bystanders too is we don't have to worry about hurting him or making him worse. See, so many of us hesitate to help anybody because we don't want to hurt them. What if we hurt them? What if we make them worse? You don't have to worry about it. Do you guys know why? Good Samaritan law. The Good Samaritan law.
Because he's dying.
Because he's
breaking
dead.
a couple ribs, he's not going to care.
Because he's dead.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Al hit that floor, Al's not with us anymore. He's gone. So you can't hurt somebody who's not here anymore. That's right. The Good Samaritan law, you don't have to worry about that at all. We're all covered. Okay? He is gone. So The only thing,
I was still alive, dear.
the only thing that we can do is we can change that outcome. And not only help him survive, but like I said, our goal is the quality of life.
All right, the library has been part of the city of Apache Junction since 1982. It was donated to the city from the Apache Junction Library Association, which was a project of the Apache Junction Women's Club. So it's been around for a while. We've been in our current location since 1986. The first location was on 2nd Avenue, which is kind of not there anymore because that's where the new Fry's is at. Okay. Our total square footage after 2 additions and some renovations is just a little over 31,000. Our collection size is roughly 127,578. So that's a rough number. I got that the other day. We circulate annually just over 500,000 items. Sometimes. And we have an average of about 1,000 visitors a day. Today's count, which is a short day for us because we're only open from 9 to 5, was 1,034. Apache Junction Public Library is a welcoming destination providing education, technology, information, and entertainment, enriching lives of individuals and families in our diverse community. And then our vision is down at the bottom, where we strive to be a leader in connecting people, fostering creativity, providing cutting-edge technology, and inspiring personal growth. We have volunteer opportunities at the library. Really could use some help putting some books away if you guys want to volunteer. The application is just like if you were to apply for a job with the city of Apache Junction. You go to that page, down towards the bottom, there are links for all of the different volunteer opportunities in the city. You just click on library and fill out the application, and then we will get it in a review file and give you a call. The other is the Friends of the Library. They have been around a really long time with us. They operate an ongoing used book sale at the library towards the old west entrance there. Along the curved wall are commemorative tiles. If you're interested in purchasing one of those, you can check out their sales desk. So those are a couple things that the Friends does is the bookstore, the commemorative tiles, but all of their proceeds that they make from this funds library programs, different events. Sometimes they will help us purchase books when our budget is getting short, or if we have a special project and we don't have enough in our budget to support the project, then they kind of help pitch in funds, and this is all from the used book sale. Library board, we currently have 6 members. They are there for advisement and support. I've written a little statement here. I got this off of the city's website. So they recommend policy for governing, control, and improvement of the library and promote the public's awareness of services available at the library. Meet us. These are our supervisors. One in the black is Risa, Tracy, Pam, myself, and Spencer Payton is our library director. This is our brand new webpage. If you haven't had a chance to actually check out the library, I really encourage you to visit. It's very simple. It's our initials, AJPL for Apache Junction Public Library.org. Very, very simple. I Want To has got a lot of different links to it. The resources I would highly suggest taking a look at. This is where you're going to find databases. So if you want to, let's say your 10-year-old says, Mom, I got a report due tomorrow, and it's 6 o'clock at night on a Wednesday, and we're already closed. You can hop on here. You can do research, be able to print or email the document from the article or whatever you're happening to be looking at, and then it'll give you a citation resource also. So there's a lot of different things there. If it's a Sunday and you happen to be doing something with your vehicle, need to replace U-joints or something, and you need to double check something, you can hop online. We have Chilton's Online available also, so that's one of the resources. So it runs the gamut from Chilton's to medical to magazines and newspapers, genealogy, it's all over the place, and this is all under our resources tab. The important stuff, we are over there, 1177 North Idaho Road. Our hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 9 to 5, Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 8, and our phone number is at the bottom there. Library cards. They're free to all Apache Junction and Pinal County residents. And when I say residents, a resident can be here for 30 days and get a library card. So we really highly encourage our winter residents to come in and get library cards with us, and we really do have quite a few of them. Items check out for 3 weeks or 7 days. Books 3 weeks. Media, I would say 7 days. So your DVDs, Blu-rays, things like that are 7 days. Late fees have not changed since the day I started working here in 1986. Still 10 cents. The only thing that's different is the $1 a day for the media, because we didn't have DVDs in '86. The cool stuff, Media Bank. Media Bank, think about it as the library's version of a red box. It's outside the west entrance. It's available 24/7. You can check out DVDs and Blu-rays from it. Same loan period, 7 days, still same fines, the $1. The only thing we ask is that you take only 5 from the machine because there is a very small collection in there. The other program is Culture Pass, and I'll leave some stuff with Al if you really want to know about. The Culture Pass is one of the coolest things. We have partnered with Act1 Foundation. This is available in most Valley Metro libraries, these little Culture Pass things here. You take the card from the display, check it out on your library card, and you get 2 free tickets to the venue of that card is for. So some of the venues is our Superstition Mountain Museum, Herd Museum. The Japanese Friendship Gardens is a brand new one, and that one's really cool. The other thing is watch occasionally we'll have performing arts passes. This particular one is expired, but we had tickets to the Nutcracker over the Christmas. So look for these in our display. If it's in there, it's available. If it's empty, that means all the passes are checked out. Check back with us. More cool stuff, events and programs. So I put down tomorrow's programs. We have 2 story times. The Young and the Restless, which is our 0 to 2s. Preschool Junction, 3 to 5s. Yeah, Young and Restless, I love that one. So we do this traditional story time where we read stories, we do finger plays, we have activities, we'll do craft projects, all kinds of different things. Sometimes some of them are what is called, you've heard of the STEM initiative, where it's science, technology, engineering, and math. And we'll have it geared for those age groups. So it is actually pretty cool. We have a computer class tomorrow, Craigslist, eBay. Kids who code, they get to do Minecraft and some other coding things where we have computers and they actually learn to code. Even more cooler stuff, we have downloadables. So we have ebooks. We have downloadable music, streaming movies, and magazines. These are all of the different databases that we have either purchased or are contributing into. So the Greater Phoenix Digital Library is Overdrive. That's the one that's got the largest collection. We participate in that with Phoenix Public Library, and I think there's Glendale. There's a whole bunch of them. So that's a really big collection. It's got Kindle pubs, EPUBs, some streaming movies, and audiobooks. So that's the other one. And the other one I didn't find a thing is the Recorded Books also has an audiobook platform that we have access. All of these are all found in the catalog under I Want To, and do digital collections. Download the app, log in with your library card, put in your PIN number, and you're good to go. If you need help, then bring in your device or give us a call first. We'll set up an appointment, and then we'll go from there. We have a 3D printer. We got a 3D doodler. We have virtual reality goggles, the Oculus Rift. We have Oculus Rift, yes. We have a photography and equipment studio where if you wanted to come in and do some filming, We have green screen, we got a blue screen, we have professional lights, microphones, all of that stuff, so you could do your own video production if you wanted to. If you wanted to come in and do some photos of your family with kind of cool backdrops with the green screen, you can do that too. We've had that. The Digi Station is a really cool one. Pinell County Library District got a grant for this, and they were able to place different stations in different libraries. So if you have an old VHS tape of some family weddings or photos or something, and you want to convert it, you can convert it with this station, put it onto a flash drive, save it to the cloud, wherever you want to do. If you have slides, you can do slides also. So we have some different tools there to help you convert your old technology to a newer technology. So we have free Wi-Fi, computer access, you can print, we have a copy machine, we have scanners, we have a faxing service. Local numbers, if it's long distance, it's a little different because we can't use our traditional fax machine. We have one-on-one tech assistance. That's where I was saying if you have a device and you need a little help, it's better where you have a one-on-one time with a staff member. We'll schedule you, because if you just walk in, everyone's wanting that person's attention. But if we do an appointment, it's just you and that staff person away, off to the side, and you have their undivided attention. And we also offer computer classes. When we say computer classes, it's very basic. But the descriptions are on our website. If you do computer classes, it'll list them all out. So we got eBay, Craigslist was one, we have Word, we have Excel, we have smartphones, Android, Word, Excel, we have all kinds of different classes.